read this at an event a week ago, really oddly, suddenly I was asked for it twice, which was useful. I noticed it needed some editing, and I was going to make edits, and I thought I'll just read it as it's published, so bear with me on repetition, etc. So it's called Does She Squirt? And the scenario is, and I wasn't even really aware of this when I wrote it, but I think the scenario is some distended version of internet porn. I've never looked at an internet porn site, so I've got it radically wrong. I don't think there's so many people in the room usually, but so this is my version. Okay, and it's published in this rather abject art publication. Does she squirt? Kelvin has the cunt before him. The arrangement is thus. The body, to which the cunt is attached, is lying on its back on a bed, legs off the end of the bed, feet flat on the floor. It is suggested that Kelvin shoulder the legs. This is tried but reconsidered, as it does not allow him to move around. So the body, to which the cunt is attached, must exert considerable strength to maintain its position. The muscular contractions required will aid in bringing the cunt to orgasm. Kelvin kneels in front of the cunt, wearing a surgeon's mask, cap and gown. To his right, a low table is laid with instruments and other items. Kelvin holds open the labial flaps either side of the clitoris and spends several seconds observing the pink and brown landscape. He inches his hands along the flaps while stretching them apart and arrives at the vaginal hole. The flaps here are shorter, more fleshy and rubbery, like the taut rubber of bouncy balls, as opposed to the thin stretchiness of the upper flaps, which remind him of apple strudel pastry. This area is moist, juicy almost, and emits a powerful aroma. For a moment, Kelvin feels a rush of panic, as if the hole wants to suck him in and is secreting juices, salivating ready for its prey. The thought gives him a hard-on. He holds the flaps wide open and bends down to peer in. What's up there? He resists the urge to lick and slurp. That comes later. Nurse, hand me the small silver one. A third figure, dressed in a white nurse's uniform, hands him a small silver dildo, a gleaming rod. Kelvin holds the flaps open using the thumb and fingers of his left hand and takes the dildo in his right. He inserts its silver tip into the hole. Kelvin feels a sudden suction, the force of the dildo being sucked in. He holds tight onto it and attempts to circle it within the hole. Juices start to flow, leaking out from where the dildo is gripped by pelvic floor contractions. Within seconds, it is whipped from his grasp and disappears. A torrent of juice gorges out of the hole like a waterfall. Kelvin bends down low, positioning himself directly underneath the cunt to swallow the secretions. He comes up for air, then presses the thumb of his right hand against the pink clitoral mound. He inserts first his right index finger, then his middle finger, then his ring finger, and finally his little finger, so that he has the whole cunt in his grip. He holds the labial flaps apart and grips tight, pressing his fingers up towards his thumb. He can feel the ridged roof of the vagina. A surge of contractual pressure clamps down on his hand. It is warm and sloshy inside the hole. He moves his hand slowly up and down, round and round, keeping the labial flaps pinned back like a pair of sticky-out ears that need flattening. Another surge of suction causes him to quickly retract his hand, which felt as if it was about to get sucked in up to its elbow. A banana! Try a banana! A fourth person, wearing a microphone headset, is looking at a computer screen. Nurse, says Kelvin, the banana, please. The woman in nurse's uniform hands Kelvin an unpeeled banana. Peel it! The man linked to the computer shouts the order. Keeping his left hand attached to the labia, Kelvin uses his other hand to pull his mask aside. He peels the banana halfway with his teeth and inserts it into the hole. He gets it halfway in, then takes off the rest of the skin slowly and carefully so that the banana doesn't break. He eats the sticking out half, slow nibbles working up to the cunt entrance. The juices ooze out like syrup. When he's eaten his half, he explores the hole. The other half is gone, sucked in, disappeared. He wants to look right inside. Nurse, a torch. He is handed a long, thin instrument. He twists the torch into the on position. He holds the hole open and positions his right eye as close as possible to the entrance. It's dark. Even with the light of the torch, he can't see anything. The next instant he's in there, sloshing around like a load of laundry in a washing machine. He can't see much at first, then his eyes become accustomed to the dark. It isn't just him in there. The silver dildo is knocking around. It keeps nudging up against his back. There's a distinct banana aroma. He sees a whole carrot, a half cucumber, and a pair of Chinese love balls. Just when he thinks he's getting comfortable, he feels a swell of contractions. The washing cycle, instead of going round and round, starts to move in staccato half swings, changing direction with each turn. A sudden jerk to the left, a jolt to the right. Each swing to the right brings his ass hard up against the dildo. On the final swing, up to the peak of the ride, the angle is just right, and the dildo bungs up his anus. But before he has a chance to consider this, there's a surge, a volcanic eruption, and he is shot out through the hole. It's one in the eye for the cameraman, and from under the splurge of banana gunk that coats everything in the room, the man at the computer asks, "Does she squirt?"